words are a funny thing. You're
They
not
truly are,
yes,
Tim, they truly
You're
are.
not unemployable is probably the word that I'm probably looking for. You have every right to come and work for us.
Let's put a smile on that face of mine.
Why are you thinking that I've given you a bad reference?
Because of what the tweeting bird told me. I don't know what you told her, but I know what it is I was told him. That's why I don't know to discuss. Don't be hostile to me.
Well, you're coming in, you've been hostile to me, going, well, what have you done? You didn't. I can't tell you what I said in a reference, right? But legally, I'm not allowed to give a bad reference.
Pardon?
I'm not allowed to give a bad reference.
No, you are allowed to do whatever you say.
I am allowed to talk to you about you as a person. You know what I mean? I'm allowed to ask the questions and ask the questions that they answer me.
Yeah, and I don't know what those were asked.
And that's the end of it. I'm not going to discuss it anymore with you. That's the end of it.
You seem hostile, and I thought that I did a good job for Carringtons turning up.
But again, you are telling me that, you're already telling me, you're thinking that I've given you a bad reference.
I don't know what you've done. But I do know this, and tell me if I'm wrong, Tim, because I'm not here to be hostile. I'm not here to cause trouble or problems. But before the possibility where I may not have been able to get up and pull sweet air into my body, of course, and I didn't do it because I wanted to live. I did it because of other family members.
Yeah.
And the only worry I had, not the dying before, not the dying after, because that is life. No one gets out alive. Okay, it's a fundamental human thing to understand. No one gets out alive. The only concern I had was dying on the table: time, place, location, cause of death. You know. But now it's all like everybody else. You just never quite know what's around the corner. I'm no likely to drop dead now than a week or a month or a year or two. You just never know. And all voice clips have been taken from a meeting on the 20th of October 2017. Have I failed, Carringtons, other than
I have
not being active enough to be taken off the books?
I have not told anybody that you have let Carringtons down.
I try my best not to let any person down, which is why I try not to render services wide in relation to that.
I cannot stress this enough to you. I have not told anybody that you have let Carringtons down, that there was a problem with your workload. There was not.
I appreciate that, Tim.
Actually, unless you really want to put it out in the open.
Yes, put it out in the open, Tim.
Well, you put it out in the open. I have no idea what you're talking about. Your vigilant videos.
No, we didn't.
Yes, we did. You came in and asked me, and I said, you're not allowed to make sure that you have input. I can't stop you. I don't like it, is my words for you. I do not like it, and you cannot put Carrington stuff on there. That's what I said to you. But I can't stop you.
But I'm a man of my word. I told you I would not, and therefore I have not, Tim.
100%.
Because I don't like.
That's the only concern that I have generally had.
And you had, knowing I'm a person of my word,
yeah.
I didn't break my word, which is why I come and have the meeting with you. You didn't ask me to have a meeting with you. I asked to see you. Pertaining to the fact of me doing that.
But that's got nothing to do with your performance at Carringtons. Actually, I know for a fact there's a lot of talk on the floor about it. That hasn't come from me.
When something's open up to the world, doesn't matter when someone calls a meeting name they so choose to wish. Sometimes it's harder to hide behind a veil of another pseudonym.
I know what you're saying.
That being said,
mate,
though,
you have put that out there.
It's not a secret, and I have put that out there, Tim. And it's.
So that's what you're talking about. Well, I'm trying to figure out where you're coming from.
I'm trying to figure out how it's come to be. Where people often treat me foolishly. I don't mind how people think of me. Now, this is the thing. I don't care about it. It's only when people's actions then interfere personally with me because of what someone believes. It's hurtful and harmful. Because in the world that we all live in, like collectively, people can choose to believe whatever it is they do. But only try to act on belief with no evidence, feel what may happen that hasn't. That's where the problems of the world generate from. As I explained to Ryan, I hear the words, I comprehend the meanings behind the words and the language and the messages put to me. Subtleties in everything in relation to not just how you speak, what you say, there's subtleties in communications that I pick up far too much on. That's another story and problem.
A video out there, and that's all they told me. There's a video, and it's interesting.
Lots of different ones are quite interesting, and they're varied as far as I see it more as a therapeutic way in which it is I can communicate with myself and the rest of the world. Therefore, that's why I've actually not stylish any commentary that may come about in relation to anything anybody wants to put in line with what it is they see and everything else. There's progresses from the start to the end as far as the time that I've had you learn different types of things to. It was more of a trying to occupy my mind in a manner in which it was overly skewing or focusing in an unhealthy manner. That was a way of actually alleviating that. And to the fact that at the time when I spoke to you, had the meeting. For all I knew, I'd be dead come the date that it is that shot me open. Not that I was going, oh no, I'm going to be dead. I thought, well, I now have the opportunity to do what it is I want to do before the time it is I may not ever have the opportunity to do so again. Even if I survive, well then I may not be able to have the abilities that I had prior to that because there's always complications unforeseen.
Right, mate. Any more questions? Because I've got to move.
What time should I have the expectation of having those details of the actual date my name was removed from employment from Carringtons,
End of the
and
week,
also a letter with of course, name of the person, and a letter that I'd be able to then show as to how it came to be my CQ of employment with Carringtons was, rather than just as of this date, Ashley was no longer in the books. And that's, I'd like a little bit more than that. If you are able, anyone, yourself, Brian, or personnel in which it is I work with, or for Carringtons, a written reference to save anyone having to bother you on the telephone. If you're able to, I understand quite rightly before you even answer, you may not give that written references as a standard practice as far as some businesses go that way. But again, as far as I haven't been deceitful, deceptive, and as you said, defamatory is only that if that is false. And I haven't heard,
as I said, and I'll say this again,
it has nothing to do with yourself and Carringtons, you've only heard rumours.
But I have you have not done anything to hurt the Carringtons brand.
And I don't wish to or plan to.
Okay.